Alright, so like I said, this time I was actually going to be consistent. So, burn after writing. Turns out I have the gray and the green combination. Don't know if there's differences in them. This is about $12 on Amazon. I got it for $4 at Five Below. If y'all don't have a Five Below, bless your heart. Recently fell in love with it. Didn't know. Okay, quick side work. Did not know Five Below meant everything was $5 or below because their signage looks like a degree. So, and it's always near like a camping goods store. So I'm always like, oh, okay, maybe it's like relatively cheap snowboarding gear, like winter gear. Like, okay, cool. Yes, the room is still a wreck. That's just life. So, let's read the back. Tumblr, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, texting, Snapchat, YouTube. The world has become one giant confessional. In a reversal of this trend, Burn After Writing encourages you to share nothing. With its incisive questions and thought experiments, the private journal allows you to play a game of truth or dare with yourself. Push your limits, reflect on the past, present, and future, and create a secret book that's all about you and just for you. And when you're finished, toss it, hide it, or burn after writing. So yes, a lot of you are probably saying right now, bet you're sharing this on YouTube. It defeats the whole purpose. Well, I want y'all to follow along at home. Get your copy, start writing in it, and then on the last episode, I want us all to burn it together. So the only difference is, I'm sharing mine. I'm challenging you to keep yours to yourself and see how honest you can be with these questions. Now, let's skim through it. The questions aren't too terribly personal or scary. Some do require a bit of self-reflection and honesty, and that's, and that's not a bad thing. Sometimes it's good to reflect. See how far you've come, how far you're going, check and make sure you still have ambition in life, Hopefully I edit this. This is the first time I'm not doing a live just straight to stream. I know that those can be a little long. I'm going to try to get this down to 10 minutes or so. So, it starts with the disclaimer. If you are not you, then you may not go further, for it is not written. You cannot simply skip here without a care in the world and start prancing about the pages willy-nilly. No, you must be initiated into the cult of Ba, B-A-W. Before you go on, like the fool about to step off the cliff, stop here for a moment and consider the sacred values of the cult of Ba. I will answer with relentless, painfully searching honesty all questions within. I will use the power of the magical random have a flick through to select the most relevant question for my present state. Have a flick through, like have a flick through. I will take a walk through the corridors of my mind and open all locked doors. If you cannot commit these noble and courageous values, then by all means... Wait, what? If you can commit to these noble and courageous values, then by all means, you are welcome to join the Society of Truth and Self-Knowledge. Copy out the following statement in your own handwriting. I pledge my allegiance to the cult of B-A-W. Now you may proceed. Keep the faith and select a page at random, or is it selecting you? I'm not going to go random. I'm going from start to finish, sweeties. Y'all feel free to go at random. Find the episode in which my pages correlate to you. Let's see. My earliest memory. I'm 27 now, for those of you curious. It's 27 years of memories. I guess 27 years and 9 months. Wait, no, I was a preemie. Let's go with 27 and a half. My earliest memory would be in Odessa, Texas, where I was born, in my blue plastic race car bed. My room is tiny. Like, if I'm remembering correctly, probably what you see here, like, really could just cut off. As a child, I dreamed of becoming an astronaut. Don't know how to spell astronaut right now. Doesn't matter. You can't see it anyways. I want to be an astronaut so I could fly in space. When I look into the past, the thing I miss most. Probably when I was skinny. Not paying bills. And how sincere people were. You know, as you become an adult, it's always about who's got what agenda. Kind of miss that. If you were friends, you were just friends, you know? My childhood described in one word. Problematic. You know, my sister's dad was into, influences. My dad was in prison. My sister's dad became, abusive. Being gay in this family wasn't always the easiest, just especially when my family, caught on. Never really hit it, just never talked about it. Posters I had on my wall growing up. Well, the only ones I remember are the ones that came in a coloring book me and my sister got for Christmas with Powerpuff Girls. So hopefully that counts. Didn't really have any other posters. The single most profound act of kindness that I will never forget. You know what? Nothing sticks out to me. I don't really witness much kindness. I do a lot of kindness. History I admire. Joan of Arc. Martin Luther King. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. Rosa Parks. The teacher and the students were the class that the Freedom Riders were based off of. I think those are my top influencers. That was the first 2 pages. We are going to stop on page... We're going to stop on page 7. So we're on page 4 now. My first. A first is like an earthquake of the soul, unforgettable, unsustainable, and radically destructive. That out of the wreckage of our clumsy and passionate first comes a fabulously interesting and resilient adult individual. Our tragedy is that we always hope the first time will last forever. My first friend was a dude in Odessa. I was probably like 4, so I knew I was gay because I had a crush on him. I know, that sounds crazy. Forget his name. I want to call him Matt. He lived like 4 houses down. No, he lived 1 house adjacent. And my other friend I met, she lived 4 houses down. My first love. It's different from your first crush. Your first love takes a hold of you, really grabs you. It's probably this really hot dude I went to junior high and high school with. His name was Corey. I think it was probably my first love. Straight dude, nothing ever happened, but cool dude. First record or CD I ever bought would be... God, I really didn't buy CDs, and I was the generation that had them. I think it was Britney Spears. The one that was like purple and pink with like a flower. Never had a first foreign holiday. I've only left the state of Texas once, and that was to work a really crappy anime convention in Louisiana. It's probably because it's a small town in Louisiana, but still. My first job, if we're counting, working for family businesses, was my dad's concession stand inside the Baytown Bingo Parley. I helped with ordering, payroll, dealing with our employees, which were kids 5 years older than me. If we're talking first legal job, was Dollar Tree. One of my favorite jobs. It wouldn't pay bills, but for a 16-year-old, it was great pocket change. My first official car was a Honda 2001 Accord. My mother finally gave it to me after running it into the ground. We sold that once it started to have problems that were just too expensive. I rebuilt the transmission in it twice, or had it rebuilt. So my first official car that I bought myself would be my 2013 Honda Insight, which I loved to death, but a truck came and destroyed it. First concert would have been Miyavi at Anime Matsuri. First concert outside of the convention would be Panic at the Disco, because you could count LL Cool J in like when I was in elementary, when I went to the rodeo, but I really don't count that as like a concert. I feel like that's its own category of rodeo, livestock, and show. Houston rodeo is fun. If you'll ever come to Houston, go to the rodeo. The first school I went to outside, okay, history lesson. I was actually a smart kid. I went to pre-K 2 and 3 at a different school in Odessa, so I was doing, kindergarten and first grade stuff much younger. And then I came over to this side with my mom. My first school was Pumphrey Elementary here in Baytown. No longer exists. And I was only there for 2 weeks, and I got put in the Gifted and Talented program and got sent to Harlem. Loved it. Great school. I stayed in advanced placement classes for a while, but I just got bored. My first kiss, he'll probably kill me if he ever sees this, was in elementary to a dude named Lee. My first teacher was Ms., that I don't remember names, would be Mrs. Duval. Now, I loved her in elementary up until I was in 5th grade, and we were allowed to have computer time and free time from our 5th grade teacher, and we were allowed to bring toys on Fridays. And Miss Duval said, if my kids don't get toys, y'all don't. And she took my toy away from me, and I thought she was just a BITCH ever since then. So, here's where I lie a lot. A lot of people I tell I never had to drink till I was 21. That is technically not true. I waited until I think the month before I turned 21 before I even had a sip. I didn't drink until my 21st birthday, but I did have a drink once. And that was vodka, just straight up, and then mixed into Sprite. So vodka Sprite. It's about 70% vodka. And you know what? Before that, it was coconut rum. Malibu coconut rum and Sprite. When was the last time you did something for the first time? I don't know, guys. I've done a lot. I've been a go-go dancer, a drag queen, an overall degenerate. I've snuck out. I've done everything back when I was still a teenager. Here, I'll mention it in the next video. I'm really going to have to think about that one. Alright, looking back, take a walk through the garden of memory into the hazy, half-remembered days of your personal history. Everybody's talking about the good old days. The music I loved as a child, Spice Girls. Sorry, hate to break it to you. I would love to go to their concert in the summer. It's just too much money to fly to the UK, to find a hotel, to get the tickets, and to fly back. I liked Spice Girls. I liked a lot of J-pop. Some J-rock. You know, I did the NSYNC. Aaron Carter. Basically everything that a little girl in the 90s liked, I was down for it, you know? Then, you know, salt and pepper as well. Lots of things. The first thing I bought with my own money probably was something food related. Gasoline in my car. I think the first fun thing I ever bought was clip-in hair extensions from Hot Topic. If y'all look at an older video or two, you'll see them. When I was thinner, my hair was straight, and you see like those little flashes of color. That's where I bought makeup. You know. The age at which I became an adult, I would say 23. 23 is where I really stopped doing a lot of stupid things. Wasting time, wasting money, chasing after guys that would just never love me. That's where, you know, I enrolled in debt solutions. Because I was robbed and beat at gunpoint, which, you know, lost a job, lost money, my money was stolen in it. So, you know, it's just one of those times that at 23 I really started to self-reflect. I was like, you know what? We gotta get this debt taken care of. We need to get back in school. We should have never stopped going when we were 20. That's a story for another day. But, you know, I enrolled $15,000 of debt into the program, and I'm down to my last $2,000. I have a few miscellaneous debts that I wasn't able to enroll in. I've been taking care of those. I'm now salaried in my job, so I have the money. I'm working on it, working on myself. So, 23. You know, I re-enrolled in school. I'm on my last semester now. It's just one of those. 23. The person who had the greatest impact on my life. Would be my little sister. She was given all everything by her parents, just handed to her. But and she went off to college, and going to college, she worked her butt off for the scholarship. She dealt with the stress of going to UT in Austin, you know, taking on a whole big class load. You know, is because I saw my little sister getting her life together, and I'm the older sibling, and I was still just off in another world. So yeah. The person I have loved the most would have been my grandmother on my maternal side. My grandma Betty. I loved her to pieces. She was sick, she couldn't really move or talk on her own towards the end, but I would still take the time to sit down with her at family events. You know, I'm a little kid, elementary, the rest of the cousins are running around, and I'm, for some reason, aware, like, I don't have much time with this lady. So, you know, I lived with her for a little bit when I was younger, before my youngest sister was born. And I would sit with her and listen through her mumbles and really decipher what she was saying. Just spend time with her. I loved her to death, man. I'll find a picture somewhere around here and show you the two of us together. Or you know what? I have it on Instagram. For those of you who want to follow me on Instagram, I hardly ever post, but you're more than welcome to. I do a lot of my drag on Instagram. But, yeah, I loved her to death. If we're not talking family, there's a guy a couple years back. My world vibrated every time I was in the same room as him. That song, Ally and AJ, Chemicals React, that was like how I felt. Like, I just felt like I was on fire. So if we're talking family, my grandma. If we're talking not family, yeah. If y'all can hear any noises behind me, it's my roommate clearing out the attic. He's actually going to do some AC work. I thought I had the picture of my grandma and me on here. I know I do somewhere. I'll find it. I'm going to do one more page. The hardest thing I've ever done going back to school. You know, it's never fun being 24, 25 and finally being enrolled in school. And everyone else is 16, 17, 18. You know, another hard thing I've had to do is fall out of love with someone. because you know, like, it's for the best. It's just gonna be better for you. If I could do my life all over again, what would I change? I'm very happy with the person I am, with the things I've learned, but I'd do better eating habits. You know, I wouldn't allow myself to stress eat, and then when I became 21, stress drink. I think that'd be a big change. And you know, guys, it's fine to be all stressed out and feel like the world's coming to an end, but you gotta remember it's really not. And you should really just talk to someone, you know, a friend, a family, coworkers. There's tons of free 1-800 numbers. Just, you know, get it off your chest. So the first song I ever remember hearing, I say, is Waterfalls by TLC. My mother will tell you that. In fact, my favorite and first song was that one song that goes shoo shoo mm-hmm. Like, yeah, that's her favorite memory anytime that song comes on the radio. So that is page 8. I'll see y'all next week, and we'll do a couple more pages. That's past, we have past, present, and future. So we have 129 pages in total. So I'll see y'all then. And I am collecting the submissions for the retail rants. If any of y'all have any that you want to submit, the email address that you'll submit them to is going to be nchearme@gmail.com. So NC like Nicholas Chavez, like my channel, hearme@gmail.com. I look forward to some submissions, guys. Let's get a good channel going. Sorry, I was looking at the email address because I couldn't remember it. Until